I'm slacking today. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's Thursday. It's Korner Booth pregame.
You ready? No debate, cause it's off. I'm too official, got the drip, I got the sauce. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, yeah. Still standing and defiant. Slay the competition, cause I'm walking like a giant. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, corner booth.
I see as well. Kate, I feel like I have not officially said this. I've tiptoed around it. Kate, will you marry me?
Do I have to answer now? Or
no, you have time. You can think about it. You can think about a way to say no without hurting my feelings if you want.
Oh
lovely. I'll send you a letter.
Just don't even.
Right, cool. Thank you. I'll send you my address later so you can send it to my house.
Yeah, I'm never giving you my address. I don't want you getting that close.
No, I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Thursday. We're here. That handsome devil in the corner, DJ Stewert, is here with us again because he just can't get enough of us. I even filled in on his show yesterday. He missed me that much.
You know, it was a long 24-ish hours. I just had to come back. As well. Too. You know how much I missed the booth.
Oh yeah, obviously. We also have the great Ryan McCarthy joining us as well later for our six-pack and the return of the Korner Booth dartboard, gentlemen. I hope you got somebody to throw up on there. I even have that shit in the background. So, with that being said, I might put it on my just for old time's sake. May put it on my lap. I'm not sure yet. I may put it up on this table right here. I don't know. Either way, it's awesome to be back here, guys. Oh my god, great week. My weekend last week was fucking terrible. Whether it was basically my weekend peaked with Philly winning a game they should have won. And then Miami decided my Friday night was literally just like, oh boy, I overpaid for beers at the bar. Then, actually, no, I did find a good beer at my local brewery. That was not bad. They were all out of food at the food truck. Then, I go up to Saturday, watching college ball, prepping for cooking for my Friendsgiving the next day, and watch my Hurricanes lay a goose egg, go 0-3 doing college ball. And then I go 2-3. I went 2 of 3 pro ball, and I missed my upset pick. I was so mad. I was like, dude, I got on the show on Tuesday. I said, Matt, what the fuck did I do to deserve this karma with the fucking bets? By the way, for those of you who are wondering, Matt is still in the lead by 5. I actually may have to do a graphic this week just to show Matt is in the lead to, accurate description. I think, what did we decide, a jersey this year?
Yeah. For the winner, right?
The winner will get a jersey. Yeah. So one of us has to eat $130 basically.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not an expensive date. So if you got my jersey, if I won and you got my jersey off eBay, I'm not going to complain.
Yeah. Listen, I have my jersey in mind of who I want. The problem is his jersey keeps selling out so fucking much. But we got a big show. I'm going to go on a biblical level rant of epic proportions about how much I love Geno Smith. We are going to talk about why I think that Trevor Lawrence should just basically be traded at the end of the season. We are also going to rant about Thursday Night Football and the fact that I am actually excited for this game tonight.
I'm in a league where I was 5-0 and I just went down to 5-4, dropped 4 in a row. So I needed to shake some things up. I traded a injured James Conner. I was talking to Jared about this before. I traded an injured James Conner for Gabe Davis. Ooh. So I'm actually deploying Gabe Davis and Stephon Diggs. A little risky, but I got Curtis Samuel, who's been doing really well for me. But against Philly, I'm not playing any receiver against Philly, especially when their quarterback's Taylor Heineke, which I like. But I mean, if it was Josh Allen against Philly, I would 100% start, Stephon Diggs, just because, that's Josh Allen. You never know. But so now my RB2 because of injuries And with teams trading players to other teams like James Robinson, so he's no longer the featured guy at the moment. He's a little unsteady. So my RB2 is Chuba Hubbard. So I just need like 5 or 6 receptions. You know, maybe he's probably going to get 40 yards rushing or whatever. But if he can give me like 5 or 6 receptions, maybe get a touchdown and give me like 13, 14 points, I'll be happy. And then I'll be a nice little start. So I'm paying attention to this game solely for the hopes that Chuba Hubbard just does something today.
Hopefully Chuba stands for check down king and he just catches little dump offs all day for like 3 yards at a time, but they still count for the
I
catch.
just dropped Chuba Hubbard to pick up. I had to drop him for somebody. It's killing me right now. I can't think of who it was, but I dropped him within an hour. One of my guys in my league picked him up. The problem is in my league, everyone's a damn vulture. Like everyone's checking that waiver wire. Like somebody dropped Wendell Robinson. I picked him up without even hesitation. I saw that. I've been shitting on this guy since April, but basically I saw that Ian Rappaport tweeted out, I think it was Tuesday, that Treylon Burks is playing this week, possibly. I said, I'll take a waiver on that. Like, I'll throw him on my bench. My tight end shit. Darren Waller's out for another 4 fucking weeks. So I basically am down to the ghost of Noah Fant.
I got lucky with that one. I found Dalton Schultz on the waivers. I scooped him up right before Dak came back. So thankfully. Nice. Yeah, well, that covers my Darren Waller situation with that one.
Yeah, right.
But I don't know if my league's like yours or not, but like, let's say you drop somebody on Wednesday and I see that you dropped like Khalil Herbert and I put in a waiver for him. Like, I have to wait until Friday for him to get on my team or Saturday to get on my team, whatever the case is. So like, I can't, I see people drop somebody and I immediately go to pick them up and I can't fucking get them until like 3 days later.
Kevin is a genius. He is a genius. I love this kid to death because yes, he called me out on this at work today, and I'm like, bro, like, I'm sorry. I figured it. I didn't see the headline yet that he was out, so I said, fuck it. And he got a bold strategy, Cotton. I go, fortune favors the bold.
I respect the hustle with that one.
I was hoping maybe somebody didn't see it. I can pull like a Kenny Britt for the Deshaun Jackson swap like I pulled in high school with my buddies.
Somebody tried originally they wanted to give me Mike Williams for James Conner, and I looked up Mike Williams. I'm like, he just got put on like a 4-week IR stint. Like, well, what are you doing? He goes, oh, well, I mean, he'll be back by like, I'm like, I don't give a fuck when he's coming back. I was like, I need him now. I was about to pull Jared.
You know what the worst part about this is? And hello, Beth, by the way. It's meant to say hello. The worst part about my tight end issues is Darren Waller has been my go-to for 3 years now. I won a title with him in 19. Like, this dude was literally one of the reasons I won my title. Him and Dalvin Cook basically hand-delivered it to me when I had the artist formerly known as Carson Wentz as my quarterback and a revolving door of, like, misfits at wide receiver. I think one week I started Greg Ward and he caught 2 touchdowns for me. I just had that kind of luck. So what cracks me up was that I was screwed like in like this horrible way this year at tight end. Because last year I knew I was hosed, but it's okay. My backup tight end was freaking Dallas Goedert. So I was okay. But like, because everyone kind of sold Dallas Goedert short because everyone's like, oh, Zach Ertz. I'm like, I know they're trading him by midseason. I don't care. But man, I've been screwed.
So I feel like with the tight ends this year, it feels like it's been Travis Kelce, giant gap, little Mark Andrews, gap, literally everybody else. At that point, if you don't have one of those two, it's a complete shit show. That you just kind of hope for the best every week. Maybe a little Dallas Goedert in there too, but yeah, otherwise mostly trash show.
My biggest thing right now is that I am blessed by the Lord and Savior of my running backs, Ramondre Stevenson and Austin Eckler, those 2 beautiful bastards. I love them dearly. Stevenson I got for Christian Kirk. Jesus, I ran away with a bandit on that trade.
Wow.
I've told you this trade twice, man. It's still surprising.
I know, and I'm still amazed by it.
I looked like a fucking idiot when I made that trade because Kirk just came off of a 2-touchdown performance, and I sold high, and it ended up saving my ass because I was hosed because I lost Javonte Williams the next week. I could have had Deebo Samuel, but he's been injured the entire time. But I was so greedy. There was a couple of trades I got offered where I could have walked away with like some serious freaking capital for Javonte Williams, and I would have been like making off like a bandit. but it's unfortunate, but all the same, I don't know. Fantasy football's been fun this year, guys. I really do. I really do enjoy the doing this every year with my friends. Shout out to Kevin, Drew. Who else? The Belly Up is on there. I believe that's it for just me and Kevin for the Belly Up personnel. Peter used to write for us back in the day. But boys, we're gonna do Thursday Night Football first, obviously, but then we have a special game. I've been concocting this for about 2-3 days now. It was kind of inspired by DJ's Hail Mary rant to fix the Colts last night on High Low Sports. If you have not checked it out, go on their YouTube or their Twitch or their Twitter. Go watch it. I don't shut up for 45 minutes, and DJ just moderates.
Great.
Yeah, right. It's perfect. It's grade A television. But the game is going to be Fix That Bum, NFL edition. So Matt, we could do this in the offseason with baseball. Maybe we'll get one of my buddies who covers baseball. Maybe we go get one of the guys from Just Baseball because I technically could get them. I think they answer their DMs a lot, so we'll see. Either way, we're gonna do that today. But first, we're gonna talk Thursday Night Football. I am excited for this game tonight. I am running on 4 hours of sleep because I realized when I got home, my pre-workout had 333 milligrams of caffeine in it, plus 1,000 different types of micronutrients that were like making me wired as hell. And I drank it at 5 o'clock. And I wondered why I was up until 1 a.m. And I had to open up the shop at freaking 6:45 this morning. I was miserable all day, 4.5 hours of sleep. I was hurting, but I'm here. I'm running off of a hazy IPA, some water, some popcorn, and a pulled chicken and cucumber sandwich. So there we go.
A man's
Pulled
life.
Chicken and cucumber sandwich.
I was hoping I heard that incorrectly. I'm gonna hope you didn't just put those on the same sandwich. Like
pulled chicken with a teriyaki and Hawaiian barbecue sauce pulled chicken with cucumbers instead of lettuce. I love cucumbers a lot. So it actually is a great combination because the crunchiness of the cucumbers and their very unique taste balances perfectly with the tanginess and the almost kind of Asian vibe of the pulled chicken.
Asian vibe.
Chef Jared in the house. I also have a Nordic
Jared.
honey. I have a Nordic honey ale too. I'll drink that in a little bit.
All
What
right,
makes
Chef
it
We Are
Nordic?
Jared. That we're gonna change this to the corner kitchen at this point. If you're gonna be throwing things out like that.
Listen, like my boy Frank's got my boy Frank's got Chef Roy on his crew. Might as well have me as my own chef on the Korner Booth crew. Damn, I got this. All right.
I read Beth's comment really quickly, and I didn't think that said. I didn't. What the?
I
first-
I had to think about it. Like quick burn. I'm like, wait, what? No. Pause.
I was like, what is she saying? And I was like, oh, cucumbers. Yes, not you know.
My biggest thing about this was that I don't know. It was just a spur of the moment. Last time, half asleep. I just got off DJ's show. It's like 9:15, 9:35 at night. I didn't even shower. No, I did shower. Yes, Beth, we're three guys. What do you expect? Like, this is what we are.
It's homeostasis.
It's called evolution. We made it. Darwinism for the win. Anyway, so yeah, no, it was just a quick. I thought, I'm like, that might be a good combination with the Asian meets barbecue. Either way, speaking of odd combination that's somehow going to work, Panthers Falcons 2 weeks ago was the best football game I have watched this year or close to it. This game was electric factory from end to end. And the fact that we get it for Thursday Night Football, and the NFL probably looked at this and goes, oh, we might get Desmond Ridder versus Matt Corral. No, you're getting Mariota versus PJ fucking Walker.
Is it Walker or is it Mayfield?
It's Walker. They're starting Walker. Because
back.
We talked about this on fucking Tuesday, Matt, or Monday. I keep saying Tuesday. Like, the NFL, the Panthers are so hell bent on tanking, they don't care.
And they
Watch,
got
Walker's going to win tonight. Even I just told Robert Taylor in the craft brew chat that I'm picking the Falcons tonight. So spoiler alert, picking the Dirty Birds, doing the dance and everything. I think the Falcons are they're like that 2016. I keep using this analogy. They're like that almost good team. They're like the 2016 Eagles, where they're like or the 2015 Raiders, where they're going to win some games. They're not that good yet, but they're going to be a pain in the dick to put away. And because of how bad the NFC South is this year, they may sneak into a playoff team and they get mollywopped by whoever they play. But that being said, the Falcons are fun to watch. I'm excited for this game. I'm hoping I stay up for it. I will obviously be playing Modern Warfare 2 in one screen and watching the game in the other for journalistic integrity.
You know who the Falcons are? They're the 2011 Seattle Seahawks that went 7-9 with Pete Carroll before they got Russell Wilson.
That's perfect. Because Cordero Patterson and Tyler Algier is actually a really good running back combo. And then you throw in the fact that Drake London is actually starting to get throws. Kyle Pitts has scored a touchdown on American soil. The curse is broken. And Mariota just doesn't know how. Mariota is just a good drive manager. He doesn't say die on throws.
He's not flashy, but he does what he needs to do, and he doesn't overdo it. He may not, I don't know. He's not clutch, but he's not.
He's not like an anchor.
Yeah.
He's not bringing you down. Yeah.
He's not like Baker Mayfield, who's going to try and pull all these like shots out to win the game. That's not necessary, and he's going to make all these mistakes and everything like that. Mariota's a pretty good, just standard, like I'm going to play to try to win the game no matter what my stats look like kind of guy. Which sometimes just being the safer guy, like a Cousins or, just like a generic quarterback, like that's not the worst thing in the world, but
yeah.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things I look at with both these teams is they have a lot of explosive players. I am really looking forward to the ascension of Terrence Marshall. I've been singing this dude's praises for 2.5 years. I watched him at LSU. He was a standout when he was the number 3 receiver behind Chase and frickin' Jefferson. So he must be good. And the fact he's a big dude can get downfield in a hurry. And listen, DJ Moore is still, I think, kicking himself over taking his helmet off too fast. You know what? I like this Panthers team a lot. I like the fact that they have this good 1-2 punch of Hubbard and Deontay Foreman, which honestly is so funny because those two are like all conference backs in the Big 12 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Foreman out of 2017 and Hubbard out of 2020. And they're both like backups to Christian McCasterus, who is over in San Francisco now, splitting carries with Debo. So all this in total, I still think the Falcons have a better coaching staff, obviously. And I trust the Falcons secondary. They're scrappy. And A.J. Terrell is still a top 10 corner. And he's good enough where they have to make bad balls to other players in the secondary. I think the Falcons, it's going to be a shootout. Like this, we may have a 45-38 game tonight, but give me the Falcons.
Oh, we'll say too, after what we saw Joe Mixon and the Bengals do last week, I feel like Cordero Patterson, Tyler Algier, and Huntley and Mariota can all go off for 100 yards today if that's how it's going to be with the Bengals running on them. So Panthers might want to fortify that front wall so they don't get ran over. I agree with you. I'm going to take the Falcons, and I think the Panthers are underratedly good. Terrence Marshall, them, but they're like, let's get CJ Stroud to be really good next year. I think at this point they're just trying to put in a different quarterback in that situation, like a CJ Stroud or a Bryce Young. That's why they kept everybody during the trade deadline too.
I mean, this is the best Cordero Patterson has looked and has been used since he was drafted in the first round of like 2013, I believe, with the Vikings. It's better later than ever. It looks like a team that finally knows how to use him as a gadget kind of guy. I wouldn't be surprised if this is one of those games where he's running it down the throats of the Panthers. He's receiving the ball out the backfield, and he might even do some trick plays where he just tosses a couple to some guys. I think this is going to be a big Cordero Patterson night. I wouldn't be surprised if they just rack the points up on the Panthers. And I think it's, like I said, it's going to be because of Cordero and his elusiveness with this team when he's back. Because I think this is going to be a Falcons team that can now run away with this division with how bad the Bucs are playing. Just because they got that, Debo Samuel type guy back for them.
And especially they can continue throwing the ball to Kyle Pitts, which was a nice change. Maybe if they can kind of build off that and get your second best player of the ball as well, too, which we'll see. Like to be seen. But if they can do that with Cordero Patterson, the NFC South, you can win that at like 6-10-1 or something ridiculous like that, the way it's going. So,
yeah.
I think the biggest thing is that what Panthers team is showing up tonight. Are we getting the Falcons-Panthers team, or are we getting the one that played the Bungles? Who I still think the Bungles aren't actually a solid team. That's why I'm referring to them as the Bungles. I look at this Panthers team like they're that bottom feeder team that's just fun to watch, like the Lions of last year, where you're kind of like on your fence trying to root for them, and they keep winning when you're not supposed to win and lose when they're supposed to win. Either way, I got the Falcons tonight because I trust them more, and I'll probably put a same game parlay down before this night is over.
Yeah, it'd be hard to pick against the Falcons. Although, even if it is fun, I don't think they're going to get another 60-yard Hail Mary that's only stopped by a helmet getting thrown off as well, too. So
that was still one of the top 5 greatest throws I've ever watched in football.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, I got the Panthers. I'm sorry. I got the Falcons tonight, too, to round it out. I think Kyle Pitts is what the Giants were hoping Evan Engram was going to be, which was just a speedy tight end that actually has hands and doesn't drop the ball as often as Engram does. I think the only thing that Kyle Pitts really has to work on is just getting maybe just more receptions in that red zone for more touchdown opportunities. Other than that, the guy gets open, the guy catches the ball, he's quick. He's like, he's like a smaller Jimmy Graham for them. So I think sorry, I lost my train of thought. Falcons are going to take this one tonight.
I completely agree on that. Moving on, gentlemen, y'all ready for this new game we're doing? It's called Fix the Bum. Also brought to you by Canadips. This is a new energy line. This is the only thing keeping me awake right now. This is the mocha flavor. I don't know how this mixes with beer, but I'm about to find out. Oh yeah, that's the goat right there.
The Pommy.
That's what I chew at work, baby.
The really dull, boring looking one, the gray label, is the one that's the best one.
Oh yeah, it's actually metallic silver. Matthew, come on.
Clean
silver. Either way, Candips.com, promo code BELLUP20. They're also the official sponsor of the bonus can segment, which we'll get to in about maybe 45 minutes. Either way, gentlemen, it's time to start up your engines right now. I just have a burst of energy from the caffeine. I just ingested through my gums. I'm going to list off 8 teams that are bums in the NFL. You have 3 words and a 1-sentence explanation to explain your reasoning. For example, team 1 is the Washington Commanders. My three ways to fix: ownership, culture, team. What I mean by team is you nuke the damn thing. They shouldn't even be in Washington. It's a shithole of a state of a city anyway, and that whole thing needs to be moved to Arlington Heights or Virginia or wherever the hell it's going. Get the hell out of what is it, UPS Field, because of the
FedEx Field.
FedEx Field. It was something lame. Either way, get the hell out of FedEx Field. Fix the poop pipes. Get the hell out of that just area. Get Daniel Snyder out. Change the team name against like the Red Wolves or the Red Hawks or something actually fun. And maybe get out of the NFC East, because the Eagles, Giants, and Cowboys are going to keep kicking your teeth in for the next 6 decades. But yeah, that's all I got there. DJ, how you fixing the Commanders?
Step 1, put Daniel Snyder behind some form of bars or send him to Guantanamo Bay. Step 2, new coach. Step 3, find out the quarterback situation. Ron Rivera's a great coach, but it's time for a new voice and new building culture. Quarterback, you have no idea what you have. You won't even play Sam Howell. Taylor Heineke's fun. Carson Wentz is Carson Wentz. Got to figure that out. Bunch of talent elsewhere, but first things first, send Dan Snyder away and, just Jeff Bezos enter the chat. Let somebody else take over the team and rename them, because commies is ridiculous.
Okay. Not to completely piggyback off of what DJ said, but at the end of the day, those are really the only 3 things they need to do in order to improve this team. They need to sell the team, just whole different ownership. You need to address that quarterback, because every year they play it safe, whether they're going for Ryan Fitzpatrick, whether they're going for Carson Wentz, whether they're sticking with Taylor Heineke, or trying to get Alex Smith after he had 11 surgeries with his leg or whatever. It's just they playing the quarterback too safe. They're trying to get like a bargain shopping guy and hoping he's just going to be this amazing thing like Case Keenum was one year in Minnesota. So you got to address the quarterback issue next year. And you have to go actually get somebody and not go get like a Derek Carr who's going to just put you in the same boat kind of thing.
Let's also be honest. That was because wasn't Teddy. Was it Teddy Bridgewater or was it Sam Bradford? One of them died basically on the field. Yeah, it was Bradford. So Bridgewater was already out. He didn't think he was going to play. It was Bradford. Bradford was out for the season to start, and they just basically were stuck with the ghost of Case Keenum, who ended up playing well. But
my last one would be you got to just flip the entire staff. Like, I mean, I like Ron Rivera, but the general manager in place is not providing him talent to succeed, and Ron Rivera is not getting the 100% best out of the players that he has. I will say he's getting the best out of Heineke, but he was getting absolute dog shit from Carson Wentz.
I agree. All right. Remember, fellas, stick to the rules. 3 words and then 1 sentence, because I want to make sure we have enough time for the meat of the sandwich, which is, of course, the 6-pack plus the chips on the side, the dartboard. Either way,
the first one's just so juicy. We had to take a few extra words because that one is such a
I mean, it's such a giant shit sandwich. I know.
You started with a team that needs a complete remodeling.
It's a real cute.
Speaking of shit sandwiches, we're going to stay on that side of the country. We're going down to Jacksonville. Beth's team, the Jaguars. How do you fix this Saxonville? I'll start off quick. Quarterback, weapons, general manager. Let me explain. I think Trevor Lawrence is a bust. His lack of progression over the last 8 years since he was a freshman in college, or 6 years, has been abysmal. I explained it to DJ on a poorly written graph yesterday. It looks like this. There's no progression. It's for references. Zach Wilson goes up. Jalen Hurts. It's like there's no sense. Deshaun Watson, even from freshman year at Clemson, replacing Taj Boyd to now. He honestly, he's probably going to come on the field week 13 and throw 5 touchdown passes. He's a top 10 quarterback in this league. Trevor Lawrence may not be sniffing the top 25 right now. So what's missing? I said this to DJ on his show. I've said this to Matt on our show a couple times. You go back to the Giants-Jaguars game. The Jags had an easy shot at winning this game. You go back to the Eagles game. They were in that game. They were ahead. I think they're the only team who's had a lead on us besides Houston all season. Like an actual sizable lead. And Jacksonville choked it away because their 2 touchdowns were freak throws to Jamal Agnew. And Trevor Lawrence getting away with murder, missing open throws, and then fumbling and throwing bad interceptions. When he panics, he leaves his feet. There's no footwork behind it. The ball is not delivered correctly. He stares down number 1 receivers. His arm strength lacks when he loses his footing. And to top it all off, his ball placement is shit. Don't believe me? Go watch that Christian Kirk catch for the last play of the Giants game. He puts that ball a foot lower. Kirk dives into the end zone because he doesn't have to go up and get it, and that's a touchdown. And we have a whole different conversation this week. They have a good edge rush. I can't believe I'm fucking ranting after I just gave you guys shit. It's the caffeine and the lack of sleep. I'm sorry. They have great edge rushers, but they need more weapons, and they need a general manager who's going to stick up to their owner. That's my thing. Doug Peterson's not the problem.
Cool.
Yeah, I think I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, I'll make mine really quick since I took all the time last time. GM, need to fix that. Secondary, it's a travesty you're playing a guy with a mullet. Fix that. Number 3, fix the offensive line because for all of Trevor Lawrence's faults, it's a mess. I agree with you in that he has stagnated. He almost feels like Ben Simmons at one point as well, too. The only reason I'm not quite ready to get whatever Ben Simmons is doing, I'm talking about Philly Ben Simmons, where rookie of the year, then nothing really above that. So the reason I won't fully get rid of him yet is because of what Beth said right here, and I agree with it. Last season shouldn't count because Urban Meyer, he doesn't help your progression, he hinders you. So basically, he has to cancel out the mess that was last year. So I'll give Lawrence next year to progress. But if he doesn't, if it stays stagnating, then I'm with you. It's time to look elsewhere.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm not going to say, just off of her comment, I'll get to that after the explanation. Quarterback coach, general manager, defense. So I'm not ready to call Trevor Lawrence a bust just yet based off of, Beth's comment, it was a shit show last year. I give him a pass. Urban Meyer didn't know what the fuck he was doing with that team. I've seen progression from him compared to last season. I just think like maybe this is like that rookie year Trevor Lawrence, and then we'll see what he is next year because this is the first year he actually had a competent coach. I think they just need a quarterback coach, some veteran quarterback that can come in and just teach this kid how to make better decisions, how to accurately place his balls more. That sounded terrible. How to accurately place his passes more, like, in a better position for his receivers. So I think there's just some mechanics that maybe an experienced quarterback that can come down as a coach and just kind of teach him some fundamentals to improve his game. The general manager has to go. Look at all that money he threw at all these players, and they got 3 wins on the season. I think it is. It's just a travesty. That offensive line shit, and they got all that money for Brandon Scherf and everything like that, and then defense. They used to be Saxonville, and they used to have. I remember when they had AJ Boye and everybody like that, and Jalen Ramsey, and it was fun to watch them play defense and made Blake Bortles look like an amazing quarterback. And I think they just need to spruce up that defense to get it back in like the top 15 range.
You know what's so funny? When he said balls and he made the joke, I instantly thought to our reference of Buffalo Soldier from Stan Marsh last night in this show. I was about to start singing. I'm like, nope, no copyright infringement twice. We're not doing it.
I don't know how to highlight the comments on the screen, but Beth's latest one was hilarious.
Cukes and placing balls better. What a show this has been, and we still got an hour to
we
go.
just had Mookie on the show tonight. He couldn't make it because he basically is dying in his house, according to the drama queen himself. But like, I had to live in the spirit of Mookie by making at least one dick ball and everything else joke at least once or twice. So, speaking of being absolute, disgusting and being absolute dog shit, we're moving down the country. We're going to the Bayou, to the team that is giving Philadelphia a possible top 5 pick, and they are a Super Bowl contender. Congratulations, New Orleans. Love it. I hate this team so much, and the fact that they're losing a top 5 pick to us, possibly, and it's giving us a shot at like a Will Anderson or the edge rusher from Clemson or the corner from Georgia is just making me ecstatic. Like, I'm giddy. Like, this is perfect. That being said, I will fix the Saints by 1, giving up on Sean Payton coming back. I know that's more than one word, but it's got to be said. So, coach. 2, quarterback. 3, weapons. Okay. Dennis Allen's not the answer. You just put him as a placeholder to see if Peyton would come back. You're idiots. It's not going to work. You have to go out and get a new guy. Go get Bieniemy or somebody. Quarterback, Jameis, Andy Dalton, Taysom Hill. What are they all not? A starting caliber NFL quarterback. That's the answer. Go get one in the draft. Oh, wait, you can't because you gambled on Olave and it didn't work. Olave's great, but you lost your draft pick, man. And last but not least, just let Mike Thomas go. Eat the money. He hasn't. Listen, Brian Robinson missed 4 games and got shot. Michael Thomas has missed $15,000 off of a toe, a hamstring, and a broken ego. So that should tell you everything you need to know about this New Orleans Saints team. They are a clusterfuck. The fact of the matter is the receiver I trust the most on roster besides Olave is Marquez Callaway. Yikes. And also Taysom Hill is a gadget guy at best.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so fixing the Saints will do this quickly. New coach, trade everybody to get some sort of draft picks, find a quarterback. Everything you highlighted with the quarterback, you have 3 halves of one, you have none. You have a bunch of veterans that you could maybe switch something. Michael Thomas being one of them, he's not going to play for you ever again. Just get rid of him at this point if you can. Cam Jordan, you have a bunch of veteran good players people will give you like mid-round draft picks for. Stockpile on those. Find a quarterback somehow. I don't know if you have to get like the kid from Stanford, McKee, I think it is, and take a shot on him in the second round or something because you're not getting those top 5 guys unless you secretly have something to trade to get up there. But redo the whole thing, basically, long story short.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sticking with the same trend, I think it's obvious that the 2 biggest needs right there to improve that team is a coach and a quarterback. We've all seen Dennis Allen coach when he was in Oakland. It wasn't good. I don't know why anybody thought it was going to be any different now. Like, some people are just very good coordinators and just not cut out for coaching. So they got to go get a whole new coach. quarterback is obvious. Jameis Winston's not the answer. Taysom Hill's not the answer. Andy Dalton is a good fill-in for the time being, but Andy Dalton is not that 2014-15 Bengals type quarterback that he used to be. And my last one, I don't even think I said the third one. The third one's the tight end. Just to kind of sway away from the other ones you guys are mentioning to be a little different. They haven't had a tight end since Jimmy Graham. I mean, they've tried Josh Hill, they've tried Ben Watson, they tried Jared Cook, Taysom Hill. Juwan Johnson was looking, fantasy-wise, was looking amazing for the last couple of weeks. So maybe he's going to be the guy.
But play him over Noah Fant this weekend. Don't tempt me.
I don't think it's a bad idea at all. It's just, we saw how great that team was when they had Jimmy Graham with Drew Brees. I think if they can just go out and get a quarterback and just get another tight end like that, just go draft somebody in the third round. You can get like your franchise tight end in the third round. That's where Kelsey and I believe Kittle and everybody went. You don't have to go, first round like Kyle Pitts and everybody like that. But it's just, I just feel like that position has been lacking for the last like 8 years since they traded Jimmy Graham or something like that. So those would be my three things that I would start with if I was the GM of the Saints.
I'll ask you guys this before we go into our next team. I have 4 receivers I got to drop to pick up Juwan Johnson right now. Peoples-Jones, Duvernay, Wan'Dale Robinson. Actually 3. So there you go. Wan'Dale Robinson, Peoples-Jones, or Duvernay.
Well, I feel like Duvernay is like the number one for them right now just because you don't have any Bateman. So I'd probably keep him and Wan'Dale because both of those guys are pretty much the number ones for their teams because of injuries. So I guess that leaves Peoples-Jones. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, it's really going to be an Amari Cooper show, and they got Njoku and Chubb and Kareem Hunt and everything too.
And Njoku, Cedar Grove's finest, my mom's high school. He won a state championship there.
Nice.
Yeah, I was like,
I'd agree with that one too. Peoples-Jones is sometimes fun, but unless Watson's gonna be throwing bombs in a few weeks to both of them, I would probably dip.
Yeah.
All right, so
I know Danny
Juwan
Dimes
Johnson for Peoples-Jones. I also picked up Treylon Burks off of the free agent wire, and I also have Garrett Wilson on a bye. And I picked up Kenyon Drake was available.
Yeah, I picked him up too.
I was like, I think one of my buddies dropped it because they were running, they were low on receivers. But I grabbed Drake. I'm like, as a 4th running back, that's not bad, or 5th. Because I have Robinson, Mozart, Stevenson, and Eckler already. It's not a bad.
Well, they don't have what? They don't have Dobbins and Gus Edwards or something like that. So I think it's like Kenyon Drake and Justice Hill. I just picked him up all the waiver last week too. I just picked up.
I might start him as my freaking. I might start him next week as my flex. Fuck it.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, a team that's near and dear to my heart because we just beat their ass. We should have beat their ass last week. They played hard. Houston Texans. I'm going to start with this. Keep the quarterback. Prep the coach. Load up in the draft. It's not hard. The Texans, out of all these teams, have the easiest fix. They have the guy. I am telling you right now, Davis Mills, and I forgot to send McCarthy a link. I am such an asshole. Oh, my God. I'll take care of that. I will say this. Davis Mills is the most refined quarterback they've had, not named Deshaun Watson in that franchise history, possibly. Fundamentals down to the core. I like him over Matt Schaub, who got them to what? 3 playoffs? 2 or 3 playoff appearances? 1 playoff? I don't even fucking remember. We were so young at that point. So I'll say this. If we're going to take the Texans, they have the running back. They have a couple of good young receivers. Let Brandon Cooks walk. I understand that. With all these draft picks, go get a receiver. Go get Smith and Jigma or Jordan Addison next year. Go get another one in the 2nd round. Go get some more linemen. Keon Green is a good lineman. Go get edge rushers. Keep loading up and allow Lovie Smith to kind of, I want to say, train Josh McCown, because clearly he's their he's the heir apparent. So do it. Like stay the course. Nick Caserio has the right idea. He may be the first Belichick or Kraft disciple actually to pull this off. So we'll see.
Oh yeah. So I don't want to sound too redundant, but you pretty much hit a lot on the head. First things first, weapons, receivers, extra spell running back, tight end, whatever you need, just weapons. 2, offensive line, try and keep Davis Mills' neck from getting hit every other play. And then number 3, just defensive line. They have a good secondary. Lovie Smith is a very good defensive coach. So I think just kind of rounding out to get after the passer to make Derek Stingley's jobs better and give Davis Mills a chance. Give him somebody to throw to on occasion. Just whether you have a tight end that's pretty good in Brevin Jordan, but get him some receivers, maybe another running back to go with Dameon Pierce. Just give him something to work with.
Yeah, I'm gonna say offensive weapons, defensive weapons, and offensive line, like you guys are saying. I like Davis Mills. I don't know if he's going to be the franchise guy for them, but I don't think he's a bad quarterback, and I think he's better than what the record tells him is. I know I've been tough on Lovie Smith, but I just don't see the benefit of just having all of these one and done coaches. Like, what's the benefit of the Texans to have David McCulley go one and done and then have Lovie Smith go one and done? Like, it's just not going to change the course for anything. So they have great offensive weapons in, Brandon Cooks and Dameon Pierce. Brevin Jordan is a young up-and-coming tight end that I think could be good if he just has that opportunity to get the ball more and stays a little more healthy. I think it's tough for them to load up on draft picks because I don't think they really have a lot of assets to trade that's going to garnish them a lot of picks right now. They're a team, in my opinion, that's like the Jets from like 10 years ago or 8 years ago where nobody wanted to play for them because they just weren't good. Like, who wants to go play for a team that has Josh McCown as their starting quarterback or anything like that? So right now, Nick Caserio is going to have to throw a lot of money at guys like what Trent Baalke had to do for Christian Kirk. You got to just pay and pay these guys to come because right now you're not going to attract any kind of flashy players with, just contract-friendly type deals. So you got to spruce up the defense because it's terrible. You need secondary. Derek Stingley looks good, but he needs help. You need pass rush. You need linebackers, coverage, and you need more receivers. Hopefully John Mechie can come back next year healthy. Pair him up with some stud from the draft, spruce up that offensive line, and just set up Lovie Smith for success.
I completely forgot they had Jordan. They had Mechie, who I'm a big Mechie guy. I love this dude's game. As Ghost is currently trying to destroy everything in my office. Either way, I think that's all perfect. And here's a banner just to make it fun. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, our other guest tonight. This man personally requested us bring back the dartboard for the first time since about August. This man he was a former chaplain for a hockey team. He loves all things football, whether it's, from our, beautiful capitalist utopia or that socialist commune up north. He is one of the best people I know. He's a diehard Devils fan. He brings a little holiness to this unholy assembly. Ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend, the host of No Credentials Required, Mr. Ryan McCarthy.
Smoothie King, nice.
Yeah, we got one finally.
There you go.
I haven't tried it until tonight.
Never had it. Always driven by it. Never had it.
It's a good shake. Good smoothie, excuse me. I got the tart cherry blueberry. Just got done working out, and they're like, I said, I need something for recovery. And they said, well, look up there. I'm like, all right, cool.
Just take it easy on those. Some of those things are loaded with sugar.
Yeah, I know.
As I slam a land shark.
Yeah.
Might I recommend to you the next time you go a chocolate peanut Power Plus?
I was really in the mood for peanut butter tonight too, but you know what? The tart cherry kind of spoke.
It's my favorite, next to the Hulk, because when I was fat, I used to always get the Hulk because I just thought it tasted good. And then I found out it was a weight gainer smoothie, so then I stopped getting it.
Oh, jeez.
So,
this is definitely recovery. So
There you go.
This is good to go.
What did you expect it was supposed to do if it was called the Hulk? I mean, did you expect it to get you lean on his nickname, the Hulk?
I didn't read the. I didn't read.
That's the She-Hulk, DJ. That's the She-Hulk.
Logic here.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I read that it had butter pecan ice cream in it, and I was like, sold.
Okay,
Sold.
that's fair.
Let me get that one. And then I read the
That's
rest
how
of
I
the
was
fine
too.
print.
Man. I used to buy like Snickers ice cream and shit, or Ben and Jerry's. Like, oh, it's only a tiny pint. And I looked at the calorie count once after I'd done an entire pint once drunk in college. I was like, that says 1,200 calories. Okay, I'm going to starve myself the next 2 days.
I'm like 18. I walk in, I'm like, oh, this says that they're a health shack. I was like, this is a smoothie with protein in it. I was like, how bad could this be? And then you read the fine print. It says weight gain wheat germ. I was like, ooh,
Whoops.
don't need that. At the moment, I did not need that.
You know what? All right, so McCarthy, we have one left in this series we're doing today. This is Fix the Bum NFL edition. We've gone through a couple bottom feeder teams. New Orleans, Washington, Houston. We have one more on the dock in Jacksonville. The fifth and final of the day is the Las Vegas Raiders. So we'll start off with this. The rules are simple. You have 3 words to describe 3 ways to fix the team. We just did the Texans just now, as you heard. And then you have a sentence to basically explain your thought process. So I'll go first. To fix the Raiders, fire coach. Yeah, it's 2 words. I said it. Defense. And defense. Oh, offensive coordinator. The Raiders were a more deadly team under Sal Pasaccia. Paisano. 2.
Hey, Fanab.
2. Derek Carr is not this bad. Devontae Adams is a top 5 receiver, top 10. Let's be honest. He's slowing down a little bit. Still top 5. Hunter Renfrow has disappeared. Darren Waller has caught 1 ball the entire damn season, it looks like. I know. I just moved him to IR on my fantasy team. And on top of all that, Josh Jacobs is the only thing keeping them in damn games, and they tried to trade him mid-season. They got rid of Kenyon Drake, and he's having a redemption in Baltimore. Josh McDaniels looks like and Chandler Jones looks like the worst offseason acquisition of all time. And here's the thing about the Raiders. This is the most Raiders thing ever. Josh McDaniels was the worst hire of the offseason. I stand by it. I think it's worse than Nathaniel Hackett. I think it's worse than anybody else you can throw in my face. Because Josh McDaniels failed in Denver, where basically John Elway said, here's the keys to the car, do whatever. Now you're in Oakland, where you have Mark Davis breathing down your neck with his weird-ass ball haircut and his backpack that he wears up to here like a 15-year-old. And you still have, like, why the hell are they cutting Jonathan Abram when their defense can't make a stop anyway? Don't make sense to me. So my thing about the Raiders is they have to start over. I think if they can find a way to keep Carr because they have the money, they have Adams and everything else, great. You better start reloading fast. See if you can offload Jones's deal. Go get some draft picks. Go draft a corner. Go get after people in free agency. Tell Mark Davis to sell some stocks and get some cash in escrow. You got to start paying free agents because that's the only way of fixing this Raiders team. They are screwed. That defense is terrible. They just signed Sidney Jones, okay? Sidney Jones, who was cut by the Eagles because he could only cover in man coverage, even though he was shaky. The Seahawks cut him because they have that rookie, my boy Mike Jack, and who's the other one they have? Oh, Kobe Bryant. So, with that being said, he wasn't good enough to beat out any of those 3 guys. That's a problem. So, Raiders, you're in trouble. Matthew.
Fun story about Sidney Jones. I saw that deal go down and I was absolutely amazed that he was still in the league. I couldn't believe it. I was literally Googling everything on it until I realized that I was thinking of Sidney Rice, not Sidney Jones. So
that's a name I haven't heard in years.
Then I was like, oh, that makes more sense. For the Raiders, coach, defense, and just completely rebuilding that team draft picks wise. So what I mean by the third one is I think they need to look at some avenues for ways to just increase some draft picks just to rebuild that team. Because one thing that Mike Mayock did for that team was just torpedo them. I mean, I know they had some success. You know, they would start off 6-2, 6-3, and then they wind up finishing like 9-7. But Mike Mayock did not hit on any of his draft picks. Damon Arnett, Henry Ruggs, Alex Leatherwood, Selin Farrell, Josh Jacobs was the only one he hit on, and they even declined his 5th-year option. Now he's having this amazing year where they're probably going to have to sign him to keep him right now. So I'm looking at exploring trade options for Darren Waller, Chandler Jones. I don't know. I mean, I think Carr's a good quarterback. I don't know if they want to keep him or not, but you can also look at trying to expend him to save some money too, but they need to completely revamp that team. Defense especially. I mean, they have nobody. Like you said, Chandler Jones is not looking good. Max Crosby can't do it all. They just let go of CJ Abram. They have nobody on defense. And then the coach. Josh McDaniels was a fantastic offensive coordinator. Was not a good coach in Denver. Kind of gave him the benefit of the doubt all these years later. Maybe things are different, but it's obviously not. I was not a fan of them ever getting rid of Rich Bisaccia. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm the Raiders, I'm getting rid of Josh McDaniels, and I might go call Rich Bisaccia back and be like, hey, do you want to come back and do this again? Round 2, see what he does. But that would be the 3 things I would do to start off the Raiders.
Very true. DJ.
Offensive line, secondary, coach. Same thing with the coach. Won't beat that dead horse. Josh McDaniels is terrible and should be beat by a horse. Offensive line is absolutely terrible. The fact that it hinged on Alex Leatherwood and now he's gone. There's nobody there to protect anyone. It's basically catch, snap, throw. Otherwise, they're in trouble at this point. And defense, we already hammered it home. There is nobody in that secondary that's covering anybody. It's basically Mad Max save us or it's a touchdown. They need to find something, either hold up on the back end or get somebody else to go with Max Crosby at this point. They just defense reload, semi-blow it up. Like, don't fully blow it up, but throw a little dynamite at it, especially on the defense.
They need somebody who doesn't look like me or DJ playing middle linebacker for them at this point.
Really, yeah.
All right, McCarthy, you've seen the game, how it's played.
Mhm.
You're up.
I'm going to say defense, health, and balance.
Sounds like Smoothie King. Health and balance.
Sounds like Smoothie King. You got mad hungry now.
So defense, I think you guys pretty much hit the nail on the head. Their defense has given up so many leads this season. It's insane. It's unfathomable how many leads they've given up this year. Health, I'm looking at their how many players they have on IR. They've gone on IR since October 8th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players have gone on IR since October 8th. And Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller just went on IR. And not only do they have those 8 players on IR, 1, 2, 3, 4 are on defense. They've also got a couple of OT of offensive tackles also on IR. So we come back to the offensive line issue. That's part of the reason why is because they're not healthy. And balance in terms of their offense. Derek Carr should not be this bad. Devontae Adams should have more yards receiving. And I believe Josh Jacobs should have more yards rushing. So they got to find some sort of balance between the offense, between the pass and the run. Of course, it all starts with the line. I'm a big Bill Parcells disciple in terms of coaching. I love the fact that he starts and ends his coaching philosophy on both sides of the line. So, offensive line, I know they've given up 19 sacks so far this year. A lot of that has to do with the health factor. They got a couple guys out who are on IR who are offensive tackles. So I think it comes back to trading some of the maybe trading some of these assets. Josh Jacobs, possibly going to trade him for some draft assets. Darren Waller, same thing. Maybe even Max Crosby could be on the trade. could bring back a healthy return of draft picks. So I think those are the 3 things that you really need to fix the Raiders with. Fix the Raiders.
All right,
they could trade Devontae Adams back to Green Bay and get all of 3 first-round picks for him or something too.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, it's that time. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time now for everyone's favorite part of the show, the real meat of this sandwich. It's time for the 6-pack presented by the amazing people at eatsofficial.com. Promo code Korner Booth for 10% off. Listen, these are Jared proof. I say it every week, and you don't believe me, watch. No scratches. Listen, I would not say it's Jared proof if I didn't believe it. I actually just ordered another pair from them because I need a beach pair. Because honestly, between those and these, a little too flamboyant for my style. This is more like 80s party gone wrong kind of style. But you know what? I bought them because you know what? I said, screw it. I like the Mahomes look. Either way, affordable, polarized, and I'd say just a good overall company to work with. Either way, eatsofficial.com, promo code Korner Booth, 10% off, official sponsor of the Korner Booth and the 6-pack. So, gentlemen, starter engines, Crack your beers. McCarthy, I brought a special one for you today. It is a Nordic honey ale.
The
By
honey is from the
Eastock.
Nordic. What?
It is really sweet. It's basically drinking like carbonated mead, which I love mead, so it's okay.
I have
But
an
8% though.
Aussie-
It hits you in the teeth a little bit.
an Aussie pre-made ale of margarita. I don't know what makes it Aussie, but
Nice
that's
Cayman
Nordic.
Jack.
This is Aussie.
Oi, oi,
Yeah, it's
oi.
not.
Look
It's
at this
not.
color though, boys. Like this is like
Ooh, that's
insane.
beautiful. That's
It's
beautiful.
like a very. You can tell it's got the molasses and honey base to it. It's
That
delicious.
looks
Also,
great.
anything food wise from Norway always gets a little. Ghost, don't eat the paper. Last night, 3:00 in the morning, I wake up to dummy over here eating plastic out of my garbage can. Full bowl of food. Just did it to be a dick. And I may or may not have chucked a pillow at him and then went back to bed. So either way, we're gonna get this off and run in here because I've already talked about. We're gonna get to this is the closest game we've done the kick back in so long. UCF in Tulane. Now, I have not watched either of these teams play all year, but because Caesar on the Craft Brew Sports Show fucking annoying about Tulane, they're a wagon, bro. I'm picking the Golden Knights. That's the only reason, and because it's the only college in the state of Florida I don't despise. Listen, Tulane is a good team, but UCF has been there, done that. And also, come on, home. Give me a road upset, baby. Let's rock and roll. Give me UCF. I'm feeling lucky this week. Give me UCF.
I'm going to stick with the favorite in this one with Tulane. Tulane is the number 17 team in the country right now at the top of the AAC at 8-1. UCF's only ranked 5 spots behind them, so they're not too far behind them. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I have not watched Tulane or UCF play either this season, so I had to do my own homework for this one. Neither are a perfect team. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be a tough, close-fought game. But give me Tulane to improve to 9-1 on the season after this matchup.
All right, McCarthy.
Going with Tulane. As I have not watched a minute of Tulane football, but I'm looking at their standings right now, and they're 1-2. But I'm looking at the point differential, and while Tulane has scored they scored 296 points, they've only allowed 152, and that tells me that kind of tells me their defense is probably pretty good. I mean, based on their 8-1 overall record and 5-0 in the American Conference. So I'm gonna go with the home special here. Go with Tulane.
There you go. Apparently, all of my NFL ones disappeared, so I have to rewrite those while you guys are talking. Gotta love this stuff, man. I swear. All right, who's up next?
I got this one. So I'm going to go with UCF as well, too. Tulane is obviously really, really good. They earned that 17th ranking, especially defensively. They are very stout. But I look at some of the competition they've played, and it's been okay. I mean, they're not beating up cupcakes. It's not like most of Alabama's schedule outside the SEC. It's not that big of cupcakes now. But I will say I think UCF has had a stronger strength of schedule. So go and give me UCF in this one. I think there's a reason it's only a 1.5 point spread, even though there's 5 spots different in their ranking. So give me UCF in this one in a close one.
There you go. All righty. So everyone's picked here. We're moving on. See, this game's for the state. This game's for the biggest state, the second biggest state in the union. They say everything's bigger in Texas. That goes 2 ways, guys. It's not just because their hats are bigger, their belt buckles are bigger. Their fucking egos are bigger when it comes to college football, man. I swear to God. It's 1.5 miles wide. That being said, as I kick save on this one, TCU, Texas. Number 4, TCU. Number 4 in the country. Our 7-point road dogs to Texas. Gents, nothing would make me happier than a Texas loss. I am 1-0. I am 2-0 this year betting against Texas. I'm going for the trifecta. My upset pick of the week, give me TCU on the road. The Horned Frogs are some mean motherfuckers. They do not go away. I watch them stick it to K-State in K-State. It don't matter. Or actually, no, it was in Texas. Don't matter still. I love TCU's team this year. I think this is like the Andy Dalton Patterson team, but with offense. I love it. It's finesse to me, man. This is a fun team to watch. And -7 on the road when you're 14 C's higher. Come on. Texas only back in because they had one big win last week.
How is the team that's technically in the college football playoff right now for end of today is a -7-point underdog to a team that has like 2 losses? I don't understand this. So give me TCU to cover this one comfortably. They're going to win it outright. Max Duggan is a very, very underrated quarterback, very dynamic. I can see TCU. Texas' defense isn't really that great either. Against Alabama, they played great, but the rest of the year, it hasn't quite been like that. It hasn't been that great. So give me TCU to win this one comfortably.
Give me Texas by way of Christian University. I'm sticking with TCU with this one by the 3 of you guys. Listen, it's like what DJ was saying, TCU quarterback Max Duggan, he's 4th in the FBS in passing efficiency, and he's hit over 65% of his passes in 4 wins over ranked opponents. It's going to be a close one. I think Texas could cover the spread, if anything, which is like a 7-point differential, but I got TCU winning this ball game.
All right. McCarthy.
Go TCU. I'm on the Horned Frogs bandwagon, baby.
Clean sleeper, baby.
Let's ride.
Let's ride.
Horned Frogs country. Let's ride.
I like the Broncos. They can score touchdowns.
Exactly.
Listen, I was never a bigger proponent of this team until I watched them drive the field 3 straight possessions to put away K-State, who we have seen now. K-State is a pain in the ass to put away. They are a very good team, and TCU beat them handily. I watched my perfect parlay be birthed from a TCU win. They are my good luck charm, I believe, so I'm rolling with them. Clean sweeper for Texas Christian. Well, Danny Thomas will be happy. All right, moving on to I don't know what the hell happened to this freaking thing. It didn't save any of my shit. This is what happens when I have to share with anybody else except for Kevin. Guys, it's Bama versus it's Bama versus Ole Miss. I'll get it up in a second. Matt, you're up.
That's what she said.
I'm not doubling down on picking against Alabama for a second week in a row. I got lucky last week with my Tigers beating them. This week I am picking Alabama over Ole Miss solely because I think Alabama is going to be out for blood after losing to Brian Kelly and the LSU Tigers. No way Bama is going to drop 2 in a row. So give me Bama over Ole Miss.
DJ.
Yeah, give me Alabama comfortably. I think Bryce Young's going to have a little bit of a not coming out party, obviously, but I think he's going to have a little bit of a heyday in this game as well, too. So give me Alabama pretty comfortably in this one. I don't see what Ole Miss is going to be able to bring. They'll cover the 12-point spread comfortably.
Oh, boy. Robert Taylor's entered the chat.
If it's a Bama fan, that's what she said to her cousin.
You know what? I got to give golf claps that one. Rob, good job. Good job. Got to give golf claps. All right. Either way, Bama, Ole Miss. I'm going with Bama as well for the simple reason that, one, they may be kissing their cousin, but they're doing it successfully because they're scoring touchdowns and winning games. So here's the deal. Alabama doesn't lose back-to-back games under Nick Saban. I think they've done it like once in the last 5 years, 10 years maybe. And now he's got to face one of his former assistants. Big yikes. Ain't no way. What's that line from that Future song, Matt? Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way. This ain't happening, folks. I don't know what to tell you. Like, do not sell out Alabama here. They may not win the national title this year, but fuck, they're going to make it everyone else's problem that they're not winning it. Matt, who was the last game I picked? Was that Cowboys, Packers?
You've got Seahawks, Bucks, Cowboys, Packers, and Vikings, Bills.
Got it. All right, keep going. Who hasn't picked you? I think Mr. McCarthy.
So say hey.
I was answering my own question. Don't worry.
Okay. This is my upset special. I'm going with Ole Miss. Just based on the game being at Ole Miss. It's I said this. I mentioned this in the comment section of Craft Brewed Sports the other night. I said it in other shows too. If Bama wins, ESPN's going to find a way to get a 2-loss team, a 2-loss Alabama, in the college football playoff, by hook or by crook. Ole Miss can put those worries to bed if they beat Alabama this week, and I got them beating Alabama.
Per source from one of those Twitter accounts that has the blue check on it that they just paid $8 for, that has 65 followers. Ole Miss is going to sign Elijah Moore to a 1-day contract so he can get some receptions.
I love how Twitter has basically just gone
It's the wild west,
anti-elitist.
baby. Oh, it's
beautiful.
I've actually considered buying an $8 membership just for the
Dude,
month.
I might buy one for the KB.
Yep.
Matt, want to go fours on it?
I was just going to text you today, like, do you want to go half on? I was like, oh, this could be good for the podcast. Get a little blue check out there. People think we're big.
I had mentioned that I might consider getting
3,000 followers. Like, why not?
I'm fucking down for that.
Listen, I'm considering getting a blue check mark only to spread the rumor that Adam Gase could be considered for either the Auburn job or the Alabama job.
I fucking love that too. Like, I saw you put that up before, and Kevin's like,
Kevin and Kelsey got into it. It was hysterical.
Well, you know what? Just wait till Iron Bowl week, because I love dropping a frag grenade between the two of them. Watch them duke it out for it.
Oh man,
me and DJ sit there watching, like, excellent.
Kick back and watch the firestorm.
Because the thing is, Kelsey's like 6'3", 200 and high 200s. Kevin's like 5'7", low, like high 100s. The two of them duking out would be David versus Goliath, and I'm all here for it.
Dude, it drops Thanksgiving. That game's on Thanksgiving weekend. That'll be my Thanksgiving gift to Belly Up Sports.
There you go. Yo, my favorite part was there was a story talk. They were talking about today how Adam Gase used to threaten trading teams to the Browns as like a punishment, and I was like, that's the most. I think more of a punishment is Adam Gase being your head coach, but that's just me.
Yep.
Or Adam Gase being your head coach for 2 years when he should have been gone after the first like 6 games of year 1.
First 6 quarters.
Yeah. Nothing beats fucking New York Jets Matt, who tweeted out that Adam Gase took the job at Lincoln, whatever, high school, and everybody ran with it. That was the best day ever.
New York Jets Matt is my hero for that.
I thought that was New York Jets Matt.
No, this guy was
this guy
was the GOAT for that.
You gotta give these guys these New York Jets was it New York Jets media? I think they are.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
He put one harmless fake tweet out, and like ESPN, Wikipedia, like everybody ran with it, and just everybody truly thought like he was a high school coach. And I'm like, dude, no, like this is fake. But it's great that he actually
he's an OC at some high school in Michigan.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Speaking of fun, we're going across the pond to Germany for Bucks and Seahawks. I have stated multiple times how I am the biggest Geno stan this year. Geno Stan fan, whatever. Geno Smith, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm mincing words. That man has been so much fun this year to watch. He's my backup quarterback on my fantasy team for the reason of strict respect, but then got me a win during his bye week. With that being said, I love him dearly. And the fact that he is just playing out of his damn mind like what we thought he was going to be coming out of Virginia Tech. West Virginia, sorry. Don't want to confuse those two. I gotta bet on the Seahawks, man. I like Brady in his home country. Oh no, sorry. And a team that roots ironically for the Patriots. Germany jokes. Either way, I will say this. I love the fact that the Seahawks are rallying. Oh my God. It's just like they rally around Geno and Kenneth Walker, DK Metcalf, this young cornerback core. This team's fun. They're going to win the division. They're going to make the playoffs. And God bless the team who plays them in the wild card round because they're going to make it miserable.
The only thing that would make this game better is the Bucks bench Brady, and they went out and they signed EJ Manuel, and they were just going to make him start. And it would have been like EJ Manuel versus Geno Smith Bowl all over again. EJ Manuel was drafted in the mid-first round before Geno Smith the year he was taken second round, so that would have been fun. But
the good old days when the NFL draft the serious shit show.
Yeah, no, that last year's quarterback classes or this past year's quarterback class is what reminded me of that quarterback class. I'm taking the Seahawks as well. It's going to be a weird game. It's going to go either way just because it's in Germany. They got like the 12-hour flights, so it's going to be pretty much anybody's game, no home field advantage. I don't even know if anybody in Germany can name me 5 players on either team, so I guess we'll see. But I like Geno Smith. He's rolling. He's buying into the culture. The team's buying into him. They look like they're in sync, like as if he's been the quarterback for the last 8 years for them. So give me the Seahawks over the Bucs with this one. Plus, I think Giselle just secured the loss for Brady by buying an $11.5 million house directly across the river of Brady's house. So Brady can just go outside, get his mail, look across the water, see his ex-wife
with Antonio Brown.
Yeah. And so give me the Seahawks, and I think Giselle just pretty much just secured that one for everybody.
Living rent free. All right, Mr. McCarthy.
Go Seahawks.
I love it. Go Hawks, baby.
Believe him. Believe in them.
DJ.
We're getting a clean sweep. Those Seahawks receivers are going to put the Bucs secondary in hell, and the Bucs have not been able to get after the passer this year, especially with Shaq Barrett out now too. So going for a sweep.
There you go. Ryan, I didn't mean to cut you off. What you got for me?
Oh, I was going to say that's for my broadcast partner, Dustin, who's a Seahawks fan. So
I like Dustin, and I got to make sure I make it to your show next week. I unfortunately was in the middle of 3 things and realized you guys were live. I was like, I'm in the middle of eating dinner, or I'd comment. Tuesday's like my one night off where I'm not doing shit, and I'm like, oh, I have to watch Ryan. I make sure I have to watch Ryan's, and I make sure I have to watch Craft Brews, and at some point I have to find out what time to watch Kelsey and DJ. I watch like 5 podcasts.
They're on Wednesdays. They're on Wednesdays.
I know, but Wednesdays I'm doing shit. So it's like like last night Kelsey telling me to hit up DJ was like perfect timing because I had nothing to do. All right. Speaking of nothing to do,
I want to make all of our programs like on Belly Up Sports. I want to make it scheduled programming like back in the day. Like like when I was, I'm old, much older than you guys, but back in the day, scheduled programming was a thing. Like you had to be at home at like 8 o'clock.
That's how I treat it because Thursdays
like
it's Korner Booth 7 to 8:30. Mondays Tuesdays with no credentials required. It's 7 to 8. 8 to 9:30 is Craft Brew Sports. High-Low Sports is 8 to 9 on Wednesdays. Friday, I don't even turn my phone on the second I leave work. I work out and go to the bar. That's my Friday.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. There we go, boys. Cheers. All right. Speaking of Icelandic beers, there's a Viking on this can. The Vikings are going to Buffalo to take on the Josh Allen-less Bills. Somehow the Bills are still 3.5-point favorites because that roster's so damn good. But, gentlemen, there's a new hero in town. He's responsible for the Minneapolis Miracle. The guy who caught it on his team, too. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the return of Case Keenum to the spotlight to take on his former team. Oh, my God. The poetic justice of this is beautiful. Case Keenum takes him to the promised land. They replace him with Kirk Too Much Bling Cousins. But you know what the best part about this is? The Vikings are that one team that I'm not sold on yet. The best team the Eagles played all year was the Dallas Cowboys. I will ride on that train till it runs off the tracks. The Minnesota Vikings looked like shot fighters when they played Philadelphia. They look like shot fighters against Washington. Give me the Bills with Case Keenum. We're rolling, baby. It's Minneapolis Miracle Part 2. Here's the thing. The Bills are a complete team missing a quarterback. The Vikings are an incomplete team with a decent quarterback. I'll still take the complete team every time.
I'm going to take the Vikings on this one, just off of Josh Allen having that UCL injury. Is it confirmed he's not playing, or is
UCL sprain? He's not playing. Case Keenum will most likely be.
Well, wait. Ballsack Sports said he's out with a grade 3 penile fracture. So
I love that they're official now. They have a check mark, and also Robert Taylor. On point.
I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but I mean, just in general, that UCL sprain. I mean, I think that his effectiveness or his how do you say it? What the fuck am I trying to say? I think it's going to affect his passing efficiency and his velocity vis the rows. I don't think it's going to be the same Josh Allen if he does play. Obviously, I thought it wasn't confirmed. Ballsack Sports isn't a fucking legit place.
I'm saying I haven't followed Ballsack Sports. No, but like Ian Rappaport said, it's a sprained UCL, which means most likely 3 to 4 weeks.
Last I heard, he's day to day. Nobody
besides this game.
All I've heard was day to day from Sean McDermott because he doesn't want to say he's out or not.
Well, but they're probably gonna wait till the last minute.
He's playing his cards to the vest like a hockey coach.
Yeah.
Kyrie Lame and Jordan Poyer didn't practice. Jordan Poyer didn't play last week. So he might be out too. I'm going to take the Vikings pretty much is what I'm trying to say. I think they have the healthier team. I think they got the healthier team. Kirk Cousins to me is better than Case Keenum. I know it's going to be a Stephon Diggs revenge show. I just wish that they had Josh Allen for that, but I'm going to take the Vikings over this one.
Watch Keenum like rip the rock around the field and throw like
watch the Vikings beat the Bills and the Dolphins and the Pats lose, and then the Jets are in first place.
Chaos.
Dude, that's why I love this NFL season. This NFL season is just pure chaos. You have like your couple front runner teams. You have like Kansas City and Philadelphia who are so far ahead of their competition. It's kind of like losers. I mean, Philadelphia's only 2 games up on Dallas and New York, so it's not like they're completely that far up. But I got it. Like, listen, they're those 2 teams that are far ahead in a way of their competition, their divisions. Then you have everyone else who's in a fucking dogfight to make the playoffs right now. And it's beautiful. This is like the most entertaining football season of all time. DJ, Bills, Vikings.
Case Keenum's going to sling it all over the place. He's going to wing it. They're going to put up
points.
Lord! But the Vikings are still winning the game.
Oh, you suck.
Trey White might not be playing. There's no Mike. That secondary is gutted right now. They need to score a lot of points.
Faith in the tables.
And then Zadarius Smith is injured on the Vikings. I think the defense for both teams are not going to show up. And I think Jefferson and Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, the ghost of Adam Thielen, it's going to be an offensive showcase.
I'm all for it. McCarthy, you picked already?
Nope.
Perfect timing.
Good timing. Great timing. Oh my gosh. I think I'm torn on this one, to be honest with you guys. But even though Josh Allen's out, the Bills defense will pick up where he's leaving off in terms of how they win any game for the next possibly 3 to 4 weeks, including a game against the Jets coming up in December. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Bills just based on home, based on home, based on defense, and I'm also in New York. So
not leaving me hanging. I was about to start howling like a lone wolf and chuck my pad and do the whole thing, but you know what?
Listen, primetime game might be all on the Bills because we already know how that works.
Listen, Listen, as long as Darius Slay's on the field, Kirk has a shot at not throwing an interception.
Listen, the Bills, the Jets Vikings game might be flexed itself.
Oh my God! Listen, I was going to take the Jets regardless, but give me the Jets if it's primetime.
Yeah, right. if it's flexed.
Speaking of primetime, 4:25 start. Packers Cowboys in Lambeau. It's going to be a little cold this weekend, gents. How we looking? How we feeling? What's the good word?
I'm going with the Cowboys on this one. I don't see the Packers getting back on track, and I don't see this being the game that they do it. And I don't even know if they have Christian Watson or Romeo Doubs or Alan Lazard or anything like that going into this game. I know Aaron Jones is hurt. Give me the Cowboys. I think it's going to be not even close at all.
Some say there is nothing more dangerous than a desperate man. I believe that. Ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at a man, Aaron Rodgers, who's staring down the fact that he might get replaced by Jordan Love if he loses another game. We're looking at a very overconfident Cowboys team coming off a bye week. We're looking at Dak Prescott, who honestly, besides beating up on the freaking Bears, has not looked good at quarterback this year for the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not saying this game is going to be defensive. Like, I'm calling 27-24. Give me the Green Bay Packers at home with the dub. Listen, Aaron Rodgers won't lose 6 straight. I firmly believe that. They may finish with like 10 losses, but this is one of their 7 wins right here. I think they're going to get this one right here. Unfortunately for me, and I just tried to do my same game parlay, and I missed out because we're already halfway into the game. Well, I'm not doing one this week, so fuck it. Either way, give me the Packers for the dub. I believe in Mr. Pat McAfee Tuesday, Aaron Rodgers.
Give me the Cowboys. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to play pretty well, but I do think Micah Parsons, that defense is going to – I think they're going to be in control of this game, and I think they're going to run the hell out of the ball. And the Packers, they still can't stop the run. They still can't really stop the pass. Their defense, for all the draft picks they've used on the defense, most of them have been kind of disappointing. Quay Walker is usually spinning in a circle, it feels like, as opposed to making tackles. So give me the Cowboys, but I do think the Packers can't cover the spread. I think it'll be like a 3-point game. Similar score to what you have, but I'm going to take the Cowboys to get the win.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. That being said, that's our. Oh, McCarthy has to pick his. I keep forgetting because we usually have 3 people for the picks. McCarthy, Cowboys, Packers.
It'll be a close game, but I'm going with the Cowboys.
There we go.
Oh,
there we go. All right. I'm lone wolfing it. I'm with it. Oh, perfect. All right, Maddie, you didn't have an upset. You got to go with one. What you got for me?
I'm taking USC over Colorado.
That's a gimme. So you're just going to forego your upset?
Oh, yeah. I thought you said up. Nah, I'm foregoing the upset. I'm going right for the gimme. It was that, or I was going to take the Jets over the bye, but I think I'm going to go with USC over Colorado.
We're actually favored over the bye this year.
Yes, first time in like 8 years.
First time in like 8 years, yeah.
There we go. All right, as my gimme, I should know better. I'm not picking my Eagles this week as a gimme because that's just fucking stupid. What's a close enough money line where I won't get fucking spanked for it?
Michigan over Nebraska.
No, I'm not that stupid. I want some money out of this. Give me NC State over Boston College. Boston College just lost to UConn. Matt, who's your pick? I'm sorry, I just want to write it down.
USC over Colorado.
USC. All right. So there we go. Matt's just taking a gimme. I'm taking a gimme. That's a 6-pack, gents. No bonus cans today because we're bringing back that beautiful bastard, the Korner Booth dartboard. Did we sell the banner? Is it still here? Is it still here? Oh my God, it's still here. I'm gonna go get it from McCarthy. McCarthy, floor is yours. Oh fuck!
Mr.
How heavy this thing is.
Sorry.
Doing this, kids. Yeah. There we go.
All right. Hi, Brady Quinn. Before the season began, you went on national television, and you looked at the New York Jets schedule for the first 9 weeks of the season. And I remember you, I'm paraphrasing when I say this. He says, I see maybe one win or no wins in the first 9 weeks of the season. The New York Jets are currently 6-3 and 1.5 game back of the Buffalo Bills for first place in the AFC East. They also own the first wild card position in the American Football Conference. Now, you had your doubts about Zach Wilson. I've had my doubts about Zach Wilson. My good friend Matt over here, fellow Jets fan, he's had his doubts about Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson has currently 5 wins this season. You had 4 wins in your entire career as an NFL quarterback.
Where's that Craft Brew Sports air horn?
4 wins as an NFL quarterback. And you were a first rounder too, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, he was a first round pick of the Denver Broncos back in the day. Is that or is it the Cleveland Browns? I can't remember which one.
Browns at 22.
Brian, I got
Thank you, DJ.
Annie up remix for you. Just keep getting at him, McCarthy.
So Robert, no, sorry, not Robert Quinn. Brady Quinn, you have three things going for you. You're handsome, went to Notre Dame, and your sister married AJ Hawk.
AJ Hawk. AJ.
Those are the only three things that people know you for. So I'm going to go on record and say this. Listen, if the Jets go to the Super Bowl, if the Jets win a Super Bowl, and I highly believe that this New York Jets team could possibly win a Super Bowl, I want not only a formal apology, I want to see you wear a Zach Wilson jersey while you're making that apology the day after the Super Bowl on February 13th. If the Jets go to the Super Bowl and win, I think all Jets fans deserve that formal apology for saying, yeah, this team might win 5 games this year. They might not even win a game in their first 9 weeks. So that's my request, my humble request. And you have not been contrite in your wrongness, sir. Not one bit contrite.
Might I recommend, instead of a Zach Wilson jersey, the T-shirt that says Zach Wilson is good?
Or
yes, or even better, this one. Word to your mom, I came to drop off. On InTheClutch.com, use promo code NOCREDS for 10% off.
I will allow that shameless plug on the show. It's not mine.
Oh, thank you. So,
there we go.
Brady Quinn, you are on my dartboard for this week because you deserve to be on my dartboard because you're wrong.
Enough. DJ, got anybody throw up here this week?
Tough to follow that one up, so I'm going to keep mine quick, short, and concise because I did not have the question. We're going to just go with Jim Irsay for everything that he has done in the last 10 days. If you don't know, well, just kind of look at a car crash and a dumpster fire at the same time. You'll kind of see that as well. What he has done has been absolutely embarrassing. So throw Jim Irsay up there, hit him upside the head with a guitar. Hopefully things change in 3 months and they hire me and Jared as consultants so we can fix them in a few months.
Yes.
So, I'll pass this one to Matt. Jared, it's all you guys. Yeah.
All right, Matt, you got anybody to cover up before I send us out of here?
I'm going to throw the Yankees ownership up there. You've got Brian Cashman. For the first 12 years of his career as a GM for the Yankees, he had George Steinbrenner, the owner, a guy that was not afraid to tell him, you need to trade these guys to get this dude, whether it was Randy Johnson, whether it was Johnny Damon, whether it was Jason Giambi, anybody like that. And for the 12 years that he was a GM under George Steinbrenner, they had 4 World Series, and I'm pretty sure they've been to like 5 or 6 as well. Now you've got 13 years with George passing, unfortunately. Now he's 13 seasons in with Hal Steinbrenner. They have 0 World Series appearances and 0 World Series championships. And you have a guy that now is a pocket pincher when he just doesn't want to spend. He spends money when he wants to. It may not be this year, may not be next year, might be the year after, but Brian Cashman has not done anything to show me that he can build a World Series team in this era of baseball right now. And with that being said, he's not under contract, but he is at the winter meetings representing the Yankees. So I don't know what the fuck's going on, but now everybody's opting out of their contracts, and this ownership just doesn't know what the fuck they want to do. Do they want to bring Aaron Boone back? Do they want to keep Cashman? But we're going to send a free agent GM prospect into the meetings to represent our team. So just throw a Hal Steinbrenner on that dartboard for me.
All right, Hal, you're up here. All right, now it's time for me. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone knows I only have one team this year who's actually giving me hope this football season. My Hurricanes, I would throw them up here, but that's just redundant. They've already been shit on and thrown at enough. Get it? Jordan Travis made him look like a bunch of scrubs last week. Jordan Travis is a scrub himself. So, that being said, I'm going to go at every single fan of NFL fan bases taking shots at the Birds. Listen, I don't want to hear it until you play us. Don't be talking shit. I've seen Bears fans calling out our schedule. All right, we'll see you at week 16. Dallas Cowboys fans like Skip Baseless and one of my number one clients, Custom John, Receps, baby, you'll see Christmas Eve. Titans fans, I hear you. We'll see you when we shut down King Henry again like we did last time. I don't want to hear it. Listen, I am not going to say we're going undefeated. I'm not going to say we're going to finish the number 1 seed. I am going to say Daddy Hurts and the boys from Broad Street are going to come in and going to kick your ass up and down the field, and hopefully we win. Listen, I am humble as hell when it comes to my Eagles because I've been burned when I'm not, a la 2018. Fucking Saints. And Alshon Jeffrey's Butterfingers. I will say this, though. You better come correct if you're talking shit. A la Cat Williams. Because that Eagles team wants to punch everyone in the mouth. They a bunch of dogs. That's why the episode today is named after the dog of dogs on the defense right now, CJ Gardner-Johnson, Mr. Chain Snatcher himself. That being said, ladies and gents, this has been the Korner Booth pregame CJ Gardner-Johnson episode. Special shout-outs to our boy Ryan McCarthy of No Credentials Acquired and DJ Stewert of High Low Sports. Gentlemen, where can they find you and your amazing content?
Lead the way, Ryan.
Oh, thank you very much, DJ. I appreciate your gentlemanness. That's not a word. I know. All right, so you can find me personally at whoisRyanMCC on Twitter and Instagram. Follow the show for No Credentials Required at NoCredsREQ on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Join us on 7 o'clock on Tuesdays, and actually on Monday I'm going to be doing on BellyUpSports.com's Belly Up Sports' YouTube page. I'm going to be prognosticating the remainder of the season for the New York Jets, using quarter four and their excellent software. So stop on by, say hello. If you say the Jets suck, I'm going to be the band Hammer.
All right. So for us, you can find me and my co-host Kelsey on pretty much all major platforms at High Low Sports Podcast, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. You'll find us somewhere. We go live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. You can catch us live there or on our YouTube channel / on any of your favorite podcast apps as well too the next day as well. So anytime, come hang out with us, come shout, come tell us we're stupid or we're geniuses, whatever you want to do.
It's except for Kelsey's pro football takes, geniuses.
Well, I'll give him credit. The Russell Wilson one he was spot on with because
me and him were both banging that drum like freaking war chants. Like I can't wait to get him back on the show because I think I might buy him a Russell Wilson shirt and we'll wear them together.
That'd be perfect. That'd be perfect. Just have like one with him throwing interception or something like that, or have a goal line.
Or like we'll like have Gino writing a letter to Russ or something. We'll make something fun. I'll work with the boys and girls at Bonfire. We'll figure something out to make it fun. But we're a very pro Geno Smith show on this here. But listen, High Low Sports, No Credentials Required, 2 amazing podcasts. Give them as much love as you give us. You can also catch them in our Korner Booth and Friends Facebook group, which is just mint. Either way, check these gentlemen out. They are the best in the business. For my favorite cyborg, DJ Stewart, my favorite chaplain, Ryan McCarthy, and my amazing co-host, Matt Ordazzo. We will catch you guys on Monday. Me and Matt will be back with our boy Mason, finally back off his hiatus, so we can ridicule him for it. It's okay. Have a good weekend. Shout out to our sponsors, Yeats Official and Canadips.com. And to I'll give a nod to Black Hawk Brewing. Thanks for being the best beer around my area. Unofficial sponsor. There we go. If I'm friends with the managers, does that count?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, catch you later. Peace.
Sure.